Hi, what is AddMeetings? AddMeetings is an intelligent qualification layer helping decision makers and business leaders globally manage all of the inbound requests that they receive today. Today, there's a lot of outreach that happens because AI has made outreach easier, simpler, and even cheaper for everyone to send out more emails and more meeting requests and more messages. But what we're building at AddMeetings is that managing inbound conversations that helps potential decision makers that are really tired of this inbound noise and help them manage the noise and also have the right conversations because business leaders want meetings, but they want relevant ones and skip through all the manual work of qualifying requests and physically or manually trying to send out scheduling links. Ad meetings helps them skip all the noise, avoid all the manual work of qualifying requests, and sharing scheduling links going back and forth. With ad meetings, decision makers can simply say, "Meet me on ad meetings," and avoid all of those manual work and noise and have the right business conversations that can actually matter. So today, with ad meetings, decision makers can simply say, "Meet me on ad meetings" if they're being asked to give their time for a meeting. For example, let's say in the name of Carlos, let's say Carlos is a decision maker, and I am trying to reach out to Carlos, and Carlos says, "Hey, meet me on ad meetings." And that's how we are different from many different scheduling and qualification platforms. Because Carlos can today use ad meetings and say, "Hey, meet me on ad meetings," and avoid sharing links with me, avoid sharing his email contacts and whatever the contact information, so I don't use it to spam him. So with him, if I'm reaching out to Carlos, Carlos says, "Meet me on ad meetings," I can go to addmeetings.com and I can directly request, see for Carlos because he told me to look for him. And then I see Carlos here and I can directly request, see his calendar. Calendar is unlocked, is basically locked at this point. So what I do, I log into Add Meetings and try to see if I can see his calendar. And once I do that, I can search for Carlos here, and I see his calendar is locked. We need to give a very good relevant reason. I see what he does. I can also look him up on LinkedIn and many different platforms to see what he does, whether he's relevant to me or not. And then I know it's a 50 credits to request a meeting. I do this. My goal is now to unlock the calendar and give a very good reason why I want to meet. Of course, I'm going to use AI to do that because AI has made it easy for me to find out about Carlos. But the most important thing, what Ad Meetings AI does, we are an AI powered platform. What we do is we understand these requests, understand what Carlos is really looking for. And if the meeting request is relevant, the calendar unlocks, right? If it's not relevant, the calendar basically uh, is kept locked. So my goal is to, of course, learn a little bit about Carlos and see if I can unlock the calendar. In that way, it helps me have the right conversations with the right people, and also helps him avoid all of those noise. If it's not relevant, the calendar will not unlock. Typically, that's typically what the calendar does. Let's say I went back again and tried to give a good another reason, and the calendar is locked here because it's not relevant. So that's typically what Ad Meetings does today. But what happens to Carlos? How Carlos? It's very simple for Carlos to be on the platform. He can use Ad Meetings, and you can sign in using many different LinkedIn or Google. We learn from him and his interest as to what kind of meetings he's looking for. He simply shares what he needs, what kind of meetings he's looking for this year, this quarter, so on and so forth. And then we learn from it. We also advise what kind of meetings could be relevant for him based on his roles and responsibilities. And then we allow only those requests that match his current needs so he can focus on the conversations that can actually move the business forward and avoid all of those noise. Of course, today we don't work with individuals because we don't go out to individual decision makers. We work with leadership communities across many different uh, areas globally, especially private leadership communities. And they use ad meetings to manage conversations within the community and request meeting within the community in itself. It's as simple as that, but our goal is to, of course, we work where business leaders and decision makers already work. Our plugins, which we are, it's in the works at this point. We're building this and helping the decision makers manage all of those conversations right from their inboxes, because today once somebody requests a meeting, of course they get an email. We work with Google integrations. They automatically get their Google meetings, Google Meet conference locked at a given time, and so they can jump on a conversation. Once they receive a request, they can simply say yes, no, maybe, and accept the meeting and do the meeting. But our goal is to help decision makers not to come here and again. Like once they sign up here, they share their intent, and once we have this inbox intelligence up and running, we they could use ad meetings right from where they work from. Right where they work from, it could be on email plugins, it could be on many different areas like browser plugins and LinkedIn. So they must have already received hundreds of meeting requests, and Ad Meetings helps them assess which meeting request is really worth their time and help them focus on conversations that could actually move their business forward instead of spending a lots of tons of time going back and forth and figuring it out what really is important for them. So that's essentially what Ad Meetings does. And another thing that is, as a decision maker, once they come onto the platform, there are two different, based on their intent and interest, they could already get recommendations who within the ad meetings is a good fit for them, and they can directly request a meeting with them. Of course, calendar is always locked until they give a good reason as to why. Even though the platform says they might be a good reason, interest for them, they might be a good match. This is within ad meetings, and we also have an external recommendation where, based on their profile and interest, we also tell them who could be an interesting persona for them to meet with, depending on their goals. And of course, we have their particular scoring. Depending on that, they could directly unlock the calendar. But our biggest goal is to help decision makers skip all of the noise and directly ask people to come here and say, meet me on ad meetings. That's the new category, what we are trying to accomplish, because we believe that the business conversation is fundamentally going to change in this AI driven world. And every business professional will eventually need an intelligent qualification layer to assess all of the inbound meeting requests. And we are building that with ad meetings, where professionals can simply say, meet me on ad meetings. And that's our goal. And that's what we are aiming towards, making it happen. So happy to share more. I hope it was not a lengthy video, but I hope it helps you understand what ad meetings really does today and where we are heading towards. Thank you.